Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got some new tins we need to be having a chat about, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got some news about that Lucario VSTAR Premium Collection. And let's start there. Because annoyingly, yesterday, I uploaded a video, I made a video all about this Lucario VSTAR Premium Collection. And I talked in detail about what it was and why it was important and all of that. And I didn't have an image of it. Which is sad, but that happens. You know, we often get product descriptions before we get the actual products and have to make videos without the images. That's fine, but then like later yesterday, an image came out and it's the official image and boo! However, it does give us some more information, and it does answer one of the big questions we had. Because when I gave you the description of this product yesterday, I told you I had an etched promo card featuring Lucario V. And if you go back and watch the video, this happened, promise you. I said, well, hang on a second, that's a bit weird, because Pokemon V aren't etched. Etched is what we often refer to as textured. What's going on here? Well, it turns out what's going on is, as well as getting Lucario VSTAR and the Jumbo, you get a full art Pokemon V. Yeah, that Lucario V is full art, which means etched, textured, call it what you will. It's a full art Lucario V. Which is weird. And the reason it's extremely weird, ladies and gentlemen, is because, as far as we are aware, in the Japanese deck that this is obviously based on, there's no full art Lucario V as far as we are aware. Because if we look at the Japanese deck, this is what it looks like on the front. But we were shown Lucario V. And incidentally, if you want to compare those cards side by side, you can see they are clearly the same Lucario. Which is not actually a given, because weirdly, we have free Lucario V. The one from Fusion Strike, which is absolute garbage. The one from Champion's Path, which is the best one, and this new one, which fits somewhere in the middle. So this is a bit weird, and it does ask the question, well, hang on a second, where is this from? And it's got to be, well, it's got to be in the deck, one would imagine, because we sometimes separate them out. So, for instance, if we take Gengar VMAX as an example, over in Japan, there was the Gengar VMAX deck, and seeded in them randomly, 1 in 10 or something like that, you could get the special art, the alternate art Gengar. Over here, it all just ended up in Fusion Strike. But we do things quite often where we'll have, say, the Dragonite V box, which has the regular art, and then we'll go and put the full art and the special art just in the set, just in Evolving Skies. Japan doesn't do that. We do put alternate arts, full arts, whatever you want, of promo cards into sets. We separate them out. Japan doesn't. They don't put secret rares of cards that aren't in the set in the set. What that means is that the only places full art Lucario can be from is the V deck. Now, we know the regular art Lucario is in the V deck. We've literally been shown it. So then we end up in this weird situation where it's got to be in the deck, but is it in every deck? Do you get a full art in every one of the Lucario deck? Or is it going to be randomly seeded, 1 in 10, 1 in 4? I don't know what the odds are going to be. But are you going to have to get lucky and pull one from the deck in Japan, whereas we just get it in our premium collection over here? The answer is we don't know, but it does raise an interesting question. The less interesting question is, what's going to happen to regular Lucario V? Yeah, it's just going in our set. Sorry. I know that's not a particularly interesting answer, but it's the way it is. Like I told you, they took Dragonite regular out of the set and put it in a box, but the others were just in the set proper. That'll be the case here. The full art Lucario V isn't in the set, whatever it ends up being. Lucario VSTAR won't be in the set, whatever it ends up being, but regular Lucario V, they will just whack into the set. And now we can actually nicely put this side by side with the Glaceon and Leafeon VSTAR boxes, and we can really see the difference between the two. I'm using Glaceon as an example because, I don't know, Glaceon got the Christmas plush this year and that made me very happy. And you can see that they are a little bit different. You can see there is a full art V rather than a regular. We do have, it's not actually particularly obvious, but there are 6 booster packs rather than 5, and you do get yourself a pin badge in there as well. And to be fair, it is quite a nice colourful pin badge if you're into that. Yay! Although we saw this with the Eevee boxes as well, Pokemon used to do very simple badges with just the Pokemon on its own. Lately, they've tended to do these badges with backgrounds, like we saw in the Eevee boxes, like we're seeing here. I don't have anything else to say about that. It's just an observation that's a little bit weird. So this is coming. This looks awesome. I, for one, am very excited. And it's coming out on April the 8th, which is the same day we get the more Pico V Union collection, and the same day we get those new Sinnoh Stars mini tins. So, April the 8th is starting to look like a pretty gosh darn busy day. And busier than I just made it out to be, because there is apparently one more product which is coming out on April the 8th. Again, I wonder why these weren't all revealed on the same day like they usually are. But we've got a new set of Eevee tins, featuring Espeon, Sylveon, and Umbreon. Yay! Of course, the last tins we got were the Gen 1 tins, featuring your Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. And that means that of the 8 regular Eevees, only 2 of them haven't been in tins so far. And those are Glaceon and Leafeon. But given that Glaceon and Leafeon get V-Stars and get to be in their own product, this makes perfect sense. And incidentally, you know someone over at TPCI, the Pokemon Company International, you know they thought about this. Well, if the Gen 1s get the first lot of tins, and the Gen 4 get the V-Star collections, then we'll put the other 3 in the next set of tins, and then they've all come as promos. And I know that the Glaceon and Leafeon are not the same as the ones from Evolving Skies. Those are new, but it's still all 8 of them have now had promo cards, so that's quite nice. Although I do need to be a little bit careful here with my phrasing of promo cards, because you can already tell these aren't promo cards. These are just the regular Pokemon V that came around in Evolving Skies. Now, I can't tell you for absolute certain, but we know the way this goes. These won't be promo numbered. These won't have a black star. These will just be regular, ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill cards. It's just a way to guarantee getting those Pokemon by buying the tins. And I'm totally okay with that, incidentally. That is fine by me. Something that the lovely Primal Lugia did point out, and I do think this is quite an interesting point. We've just got reprints of the Pokemon V with no new artwork or anything like that. But they've clearly commissioned new artwork for the tins, because we haven't seen, unless I'm being really silly here, and if I am, please do correct me in the comment section, but we haven't seen this artwork of Sylveon, Espeon, and Umbreon before. So they've gone and commissioned new artwork for the tins, while giving us reprints of the cards, which is a little bit weird. Having said that, they did obviously have to produce the tins anyway, whereas they didn't necessarily need to produce new cards, because they were already running them off the printer. So maybe that's the reason. Either way, these are cool cards to have. I still contend that the best among them is Sylveon, and I'm not just saying that because 3 out of my last 4 Japanese boxes, I'm not kidding, have had Sylveon as the secret rare. It's a little bit weird. I'm saying it because it's got a really nice ability, lets you search for an item card and put it in your hand, and sure, it ends your turn, but if you've got nothing else going on, this is brilliant. Love it. Plus, Sylveon VMAX is a good deck which has seen a bunch of play. Espeon, I don't like at all. I think it's a terrible card, but the Espeon VMAX does have a really nice ability to prevent effects of attacks, and it's got a quite nice attack that does more damage depending on how much energy is on all your opponent's Pokemon. And then you've got Umbreon, and the Umbreon on its own is quite nice. Moonlight Blade's a decent attack, does 160, but single strike Pokemon, so using single strike energy, and that's all lovely. And obviously Houndoom to accelerate it. But it is the VMAX, which is the best thing about Umbreon here. It's got that amazing ability that's gusting when you evolve into it. It's great. And you can't play the Umbreon VMAX without playing the Umbreon, so yeah. That seems fine by me. These are cool tins, and they're Evolution tins, right? So people are going to love these. These are going to be popular. These are going to be the things that people are absolutely after. And now they're coming along, and they're cool. No, they're not alternate art. It's weird, because when the first lot of Eevee tins came out, the Gen 1, I said, well, these aren't particularly essential because they're just reprints of the ones from Evolving Skies, no different artwork or anything, you don't need to bother. And then, of course, it turned out that they were exclusive to those tins and that was the only place to get them. Now we're getting these new ones, and actually, I'm now saying the same thing I said before, which is, they're not particularly essential, they're just the cards from the set proper, except this time I really mean it, because we've actually seen the set and we know it for a fact. Weird? Yes. But it's still Eevee tins, ladies and gentlemen. It's still pretty cool. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are a couple of new products you need to know about. The Eevee tins are cool, but everything I hear about this Lucario VSTAR box just gets me more and more excited. That's what I think, but I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.